Hey guys, welcome back to Z World News with a quick update on the Israeli conflict. It was announced today that they're launching a massive military exercise in the region. Getting this information from SputnikNews.com, and the article is titled "IDF Launches Massive Military Exercise to Simulate War on Multiple Fronts Amid Flaring Tensions" by Svetlana Ekmenko. So let's go ahead and get started with the article. A number of protesters sustained injuries during riots along the border of the Gaza Strip on Saturday, as unrest flared around the Temple Mount and ahead of planned evictions in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood of East Jerusalem, with the Israeli Defense Force launching tear gas and firing rubber bullets in response, according to the Palestinian reports. The Israeli Defense Forces are launching the largest exercise in their history on Sunday, which would be today, May 9th, 2021. Now, to span an entire month, the massive exercise called Chariots of Fire will have the Israeli Army, Navy, and Air Force practicing combat and emergency scenarios in all regions. For the first time since the Israeli Army was founded, the forces will be simulating a month of war to reportedly boost the Israeli Defense Forces' readiness. The drills will involve both regular and reserved Israeli Defense Forces from all the commands and forces. Furthermore, the Ministry of Defense, the National Emergency Authority, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and other security bodies will participate in the Chariots of Fire. Now, while the exercise will practice a sweeping and synchronized maneuver in the depths of enemy territory, it shall also focus on functioning both with the Israeli Defense Force and between organizations involving the home front and civilian assistance. Fire and maneuvering in built-up areas are also cited as on the agenda for the drills. Throughout the exercises, research teams will be making assessments and drawing conclusions while referencing conclusions drawn from previous General Staff exercises. According to the outlet, Chief of Staff Aviv Koavi opted to proceed with plans to conduct the Chariots of Fire exercises despite flaring tensions in Jerusalem, the south and north of the country. Ahead of the announced drills, Hezbollah, a chief paramilitary group and political party designated as a terrorist organization in Israel, significantly increased its alertness in southern Lebanon and Syria, according to Can News. The level of alert was the highest since the Second Lebanon War in 2006, according to sources cited by Lebanese El Nashra newspaper. The Lebanon-based group's officials reportedly view the exercise as extremely dangerous. Okay. Now, there is unrest in East Jerusalem. The developments come as the Middle East quartet of Russia, the U.S., the EU, and the UN voiced concerns over the recent surge of violence in East Jerusalem. We call upon Israeli authorities to exercise restraint and to avoid measures that would further escalate the situation during this period of Muslim holy days. We call on all sides to uphold and respect the status quo at the holy sites. All leaders have a responsibility to act against extremists and to speak out against all acts of violence and incitements. In this context, the quartet and envoys reiterated their commitment to a negotiated two-state solution, the quartet said in a Saturday statement. As unrest flared around the Temple Mount and in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood of East Jerusalem, the Palestinian Red Crescent said that a total of around 300 Palestinians have been injured in the past days, with 80 injuries reported on Saturday alone. According to Palestinian reports, the Israeli Defense Force has responded to the unrest with tear gas and rubber bullets. The riots followed a number of incendiary balloons launched from the Gaza Strip in recent days, with riots breaking out in Jerusalem amid protests against an Israeli court's decision to evict several Palestinian families from their home in the Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. Okay. On May 10, the Arab League plans to hold an extraordinary meeting to discuss the escalation of violence in East Jerusalem. Okay, so that's the end of the article. So they announced the military exercises today. Britain is already sending their ships towards the Black Sea as well as Syria to help out with the situation going on there. So the article does not state if Britain is going to join the military exercises with Israel, but their army is going to be there. Of course, Russia is helping out the Syrian government, so they have their soldiers there, their military equipment there as well. So I'll keep you posted if anything new comes out. And keep in mind you have to subscribe and click the notification button for any new updates on the situation. I'll see you in the next episode.